Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video, we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding topics. But first, we got something really interesting, and honestly, I am very surprised that Dennis James and Muscle and Fitness did not cut this part of the podcast out. I don't know if you guys watched this episode, it's a really good one. I encourage you to go ahead and watch it until it's still there on YouTube before they delete it or at least edit this one part out. But it was a really good episode, a really heated one. As you can see, Milo Sarcev went crazy at Bob Ciccarillo, but they're still friends, they're cool. I'm guessing they agreed on this. Milo's saying this because it's Nick's saying, who the F is Bob, who the F are you? So it was funny, they're still good, like it wasn't in any bad blood. But what is more interesting about this podcast is what these guys said at the end of the podcast. They were reviewing the results from the Pittsburgh Pro. They talked about the Open, and then they started talking about the Classic Physique. And as you guys know, Terence Ruffin won by 1 point, and there was a lot of talk about the robbery of this show, especially in the Open. Some talk about the results in Classic, but what we just heard in this podcast was really weird, really crazy, and I think IFBB needs to explain this. Let me play this clip for you.
I had the score sheets from earlier. That was flip-flopped the other way until the last round.
Bob, because it's published online officially, it's only one round judge, and Terence has 7 and Yosema has 8.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you guys that you can take this to the bank. Like I say, they had Yosema was in first. Initially in the morning, at least, or he was considered for first. And
No, he was second after prejudging.
Trust me on this one, boys.
It's,
okay,
yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
No, but Dennis, I promise you, because I was with Jay and Betty. Betty always finds the score sheets, and she showed us. There was, as Bobby's saying.
So you,
yeah, that was a very close competition. And Richard Nagy, okay. I got to give a shout out. He was very good. You know who shocked me a little bit with was it Kaiki?
All right. This is not the end. Wait for it, guys. I have another part of this as well for you. So at this point, Bob realized that he basically outed the judges, the judging, the IFBB. And he tried to change the topic. He started talking about the third guy or the fourth guy or whatever. And you can see how confused he is at the end. Because he said something I guess he shouldn't have said. And he says, you can take this to the bank. He was there. He was emceeing the show. He saw it with his own eyes. And Milo Sarcev saw it as well. It was actually, at the prejudging, 7-8 for Jose Manuel. It was actually the other way around. The official scores are out, and you can see it. Only the prejudging was judged, and it was actually in Terence's favor, which was not the case at this show. So, what happened? The judges judged it that way, and somebody decided to switch it, to change it? What the hell? So after Bob tried to change the topic, Dennis continued pushing this to actually get to the truth. So let me play the rest of the video for you.
And I've seen it, but I didn't screenshot it.
You saw what?
What are you talking about? And this Hungarian guy, Milo. It was excellent.
What did you see?
I see what Bob is saying. Jay saw it with me. Josema was 7 and Terence 8 at the prejudging, and then the flip-flop.
Oh.
Someone flipped it?
I don't know.
Let me say, for all those athletes out there who think the night show isn't scored or it's just a formality, I assure you, they are scoring. So come back at your best.
All right, it's getting worse. It's trying to save the situation somehow, but it's getting worse. I mean, I know all these guys work with IFBB. They don't want to out them. They don't want to create problems, but I guess that's what they're doing. I mean, Milo's just confirming this. Jay saw the same thing. Bob is saying you can take this to the bank. Chris Cormier is just as confused as I am and as you guys are. He's saying somebody flip-flopped it later. Dennis is also pretty confused, and at the end, he tries to divert it somehow by saying that the finals are also judged But in the score sheets, the finals are not judged. And I heard this before. In Classic Physique, only prejudging is judged, and you can see that in every score sheet, the prejudging results, and that's it. It's not the finals and the prejudging and the total score. There is none of that. It's just the prejudging, and that was the case in this show. In the official score sheets, it says Terence Ruffin 7 points in the prejudging, Josema 8 points, and that's the total as well. But based on Bob and Milos, and apparently Jay as well, it wasn't the case actually after the prejudging. They changed it after. Why is this? We'll discuss this in a moment. Let me play the rest of the video for you.
Bob,
Do
you
your
saw that
homework,
too.
boys.
Did you see it? Did you see the classic score sheets?
Yeah,
Yeah. And is this what I'm saying? Correct?
yeah. That's what I saw.
Oh yeah, you must have had them up there. So yeah,
Sure.
I'm just going
It was
off.
listen. It was great. Like I said, that could flip flop if you'll sum it. Like I say, he didn't need to be. Not that that's a bad thing. He didn't need to be as ripped. Like I said, he could actually sacrifice a pound or two.
But if the cheats at the end were Terrence 7 and what's his name 8, then it had to be a mistake.
No, it's a 15-15, identical like open.
I know, but I guess it wasn't the result, because otherwise they would have had another tie and another round.
I'm
Well-
sure they closed them.
Well, you can't just go after and change it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. I don't know what to think, guys, honestly. Like, the only explanation that could make sense, I don't know if it does make sense to you guys, but maybe, and the guys in the podcast mentioned this as well, maybe they made a mistake when they wrote the results down. Maybe whoever was writing the points wrote the wrong thing. Like, instead of giving Josema 8 points, they gave 8 points to Terence, and they switched it around by a mistake. I guess that is the only thing that I can think of, but it's still weird. I don't know what to think about it. Like, there was so much talk about robberies at this show, politics and stuff like that, and now we're hearing this. I mean, I'm sure there is some sort of an explanation. I want to believe that there is. Like, this is where bodybuilding is. The IFBB. I want to believe that there are no robberies here, and I'm always trying to justify everything. And now I'm hearing this, and I'm as confused as all of you guys are, and probably the guys at the podcast. And somebody should go out and explain this. And if you watch Tyler Mannion's breakdown of the Classic Physique, basically what he says is that Terence won 3 out of 5 poses. Jose Manuel won, obviously, the back double bicep and also the side chest, and Terence won the front double, the abs and thighs, and the favorite most muscular. And I can see that, I can agree with that result, but I also had Josema winning because of his crazy, insane level of condition and muscularity. The only thing that I thought could be the reason for why he's not going to win is the shape of the quads, and I guess that is basically why he lost those poses, abs and thighs, front double, and the most and favorite classic pose. So yeah, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with the results, I'm just confused about what happened with the score sheets. Why was actually Josema first winning in the original score sheets and then they flip-flopped it later? What happened there? You could also say that maybe these guys made a mistake, they didn't see what they think they saw, but it's 3 of them. It's at least 2 of them. Bob and Milos. And Milos says also Betty and Jay saw the same thing. So 4 people basically saw the same thing. Josema actually winning and then they changing it after the finals when they made a decision. And like Dennis says, if it was actually a tie, if let's say Jose Manuel won the prejudging by that 1 point and then Terence won the finals, if they actually judged the finals, which I don't think is a thing, but let's say it is, even though it's not in the score sheets, maybe they actually judge it. If it was actually a tie, then they would have to do the same thing they did with the open guys. Another call out. That's how they break a tie. That's what Tyler said. So this whole situation is really weird, and I would love to hear some sort of an explanation. I don't think this should be just ignored. I mean, I love this federation. This is where bodybuilding is, and I want things to be clear for us, fans. So I hope somebody's gonna explain what happened here, but you guys can tell me what do you think down below in the comment section. And if you guys want to see more content about bodybuilding, the coverage of the New York Pro today, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. See you soon, guys. All the best, and bye-bye.